I knew it was going to happen for a minute. I knew exactly that this was going to happen. You fire a good talent that you didn't even want to work with. It's obvious to me that Vince McMahon is just messing up all the way around. I knew it was going to happen because ever since Vince McMahon started releasing superstars for no apparent reason, this is his way of saying, F you, you know what I'm saying? We don't need you anymore. Man, I don't know what to think of this at all. Now I'm just fixing something. Oh man, like sometimes I just feel like Vince just doesn't know what to do at this point. He is already messing up everything. So, before we get into this video, I'm just trying some things out. Try to see if I could get some more people to come here. Nope, not it. All right, so let me get off this for a minute. All right, all right. All right. What's good, y'all? DHR2 Productions. So don't mind me. I was just trying some new things. Yeah. Well, to my surprise, I think this is the end of the WWE because this is the way I'm saying, we don't need you anymore. We got talent, and yet you're bringing in legends to try to. I don't know, man. I guess this is just WWE messing up everything. So we're not gonna waste any time. We're gonna get to the video. Let me put the invite in the chat because I just got the news from one of my subscribers. It is really depressing, bro. Like straight up.
Hey guys, what is going on? This is WrestleMania, back with another episode. It's time for the last SmackDown of July as the WWE builds things up for SummerSlam. Join us now as WrestleMania looks at the 30th July edition of SmackDown, as well as the wildest wrestling news and rumors you need to know, including Bray Wyatt released, WWE superstars unhappy with their jobs, did the WWE try to sabotage AEW? Braun Strowman scheduled for first post-WWE appearance, and more. As always, WrestleMania won't recap the show, but provide you with the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. The good. Cena's promo. Whether you love him or hate,
John Cena still cuts the same promo ever since he went super back in 2005. Nothing has changed with this cat. So when he's on screen, I changed the channel. And I did not watch SmackDown last night because of this cat. Sorry.
hate him, John Cena still knows how to cut a promo. The
Same
WWE
thing.
cleverly booked Cena's promo by having him say things to rally his fans behind him, while giving Roman fans a reason to support the tribal chief. The sizzling Seth vs. Edge storyline.
Now, this is the one I'm
Kudos to
interested
the
in.
WWE for taking time and building up the Seth Rollins vs. Edge storyline again on SmackDown, although it's still puzzling why WWE chose to have Seth ambush Edge during a commercial rather than showing it on SmackDown, when it could just as easily have let the match sell itself. A good six-man match. Was tonight's six-man match between the heel team of Apollo Crews, Dolph Ziggler, and Robert Roode against babyfaces Big E, Cesaro, and Shinsuke Nakamura another match designed to fill time? On the surface, it might seem so, but not only was it an exciting match that gave some TV time to 6 undercard stars, but it set things up for a possible Shinsuke Nakamura versus Apollo Crews bout for the Nigerian Prince's Intercontinental Championship by having Nakamura pin Crews. Balor and Roman's War of Words. Finn Balor and Roman Reigns' contract signing confrontation was an exciting segment that reminded fans that Finn Balor is more than just a big bout machine, but a terrific talker. Although the segment was merely a bait and switch to get Cena's name on the Universal Championship contract, it set the stage.
I'm kind of sick of, this company always bringing in part-timers just to get a championship or a contract for the title, knowing that they haven't been in this company long enough to even fight for the title, fight for the number one contender spot. And yet they get everything handed to them on a silver platter because they're part-timers. I don't understand that. What is, their logic? Since they're part-timers, they could just get championships, whatever they want. Whatever happened to staying in the company? Cena is literally doing what The Rock did. Went to Hollywood, then comes back to wrestle, then goes back to Hollywood to film more movies. The thing, he's now a big celebrity of all time. Cena is doing the exact same thing what The Rock did, and the fact that they try to give him this contract for the championship, really?
For a future match between Balor and Reigns, as well as a possible match between Cena and Balor if Balor takes exception with Cena stealing his title shot. However, as we'll see next, Balor may not have time to face Cena.
I use Rakuten.
Good, I hope you don't.
In store and online.
Well, anything I want to buy is going to be on Rakuten.
Rakuten is easy to use.
Cena. Potentially good feud. Baron Corbin is down on his luck, and he's obviously looking to take his anger out on someone, in this case, the newly returned Finn Balor. Having Corbin attack Balor before Finn could sign his Universal Championship match contract was a terrible way to get Cena into the title picture, but it was a good way to set up Corbin versus Balor. Ray tells Dominic to step up. Speaking of setting feuds, the WWE continues to plant the seeds for a future father and son showdown as Rey Mysterio told Dominic Mysterio it's time to step up. Has Dominic been a flop in the ring? Clearly not, but it looks as if Papa Ray expects more, and there's no telling how long it will take before Dominic tells his old man enough is enough and sets out to prove himself on his own. Since Ray has very publicly stated he'll never wrestle his son in the ring, fans now know it's just a question of when it happens. For now, fans should enjoy the build-up as Dominic's resentment grows. The bad. Cena steals a Universal Championship shot. The WWE pulled another one of its logic-smashing segments by having John Cena steal Finn Balor's Universal Championship.
And I think this is the stupidest thing that they could have ever done. Like I said, I'm just tired of them bringing part-timers back just to get a championship title run. For what? They haven't been in this company long enough. Why is Vince McMahon still doing this? Did Cena stay in this company? Did he fight for the number one contender spot? Did he fight for the championship? While all of us were in the middle of the pandemic fighting for titles after titles after titles? I'm telling y'all, Cena always got to steal this. Oh, my goodness. He always has to steal the spotlight, doesn't he? Big match, Sean.
Championship match against Roman Reigns. While the WWE's contract protocol has always been murky at best, the idea of Cena running in and signing his name to a contract seemed like one of the most anticlimactic ways to get Roman Reigns to face Cena. There are two major problems with this scenario. One, fans know Cena is wrestling Roman at SummerSlam, otherwise he wouldn't have come back. And two, it robs the WWE of a number of storylines to make the match happen. Roman is an arrogant heel who is clearly afraid to face.
And you know what? I don't even want to watch this match. And the reason why is because, you know, there's not even a build-up between him and John Cena. Not one bit. They just randomly throw it in there.
Face Cena, but unwilling to admit it. Hence his dismissive attitude towards Mr. Missionary, as Roman has cleverly dubbed him. The WWE could have had Cena embarrass Reigns into giving him a title shot or any other number of ways. Instead, it went with a method that makes little sense, then had its two authority figures confirm it without even a half-ass explanation to explain it. 24/7 turned into a regular title. The 24/7 Championship remains one of WWE's better inventions in recent memory, but the company is making a big mistake having it defended inside the squared circle. While it's good to see an occasional traditional defense, the belt should be about the champion always looking over his shoulder. While Reginald is no R-Truth, his agility and high-flying moves make him extremely entertaining to watch. A predictable turn. The Boss is back and ready to challenge
Yeah, I heard she
Bianca
turned heel
Belair
last
for the
night.
SmackDown Women's Championship.
Which is a
However,
good thing.
Did the WWE need to run a predictable turn angle to spark their match at SummerSlam? Not if you spend any time thinking about the situation. Recall Sasha Banks made it clear after dropping the belt to Belair at WrestleMania 37 that she'd be back for a rematch. So why the need for a supposed heel turn by Banks? The WWE's booking seems to have confused people, what a surprise, with at least one news site reporting Banks turned face and heel in the same night, turning face by saving Belair from a Zelina Carmella beatdown, then turning heel by attacking her after their tag match. The downright ugly. Nothing ugly about tonight's show. Well, this week's SmackDown wasn't as good as last week's show. It featured solid matches and segments as usual. The WWE needs to be careful with the Mysterios versus Usos because it's starting to get stale despite some solid work in the ring. As the WWE moves into August and SummerSlam draws closer, let's hope SmackDown turns up the heat rather than keeping things on simmer.
Let's get to the nitty-gritty.
News. Bray Wyatt released. Topping our news today is the shocking story that the WWE has released Bray Wyatt. WWE.com released the following statement. WWE has come to terms on the release of Bray Wyatt. We wish him the best in all his future endeavors.
Bull crap. Just so you can rely on part-timers and legends, and you barely work with new talent. And this is why this company sucks and even more. I don't care if you brought the crowd back. It's still the same issue like it was before. So Bray Wyatt was the best thing to ever happen in the WWE because of his character and his gimmick. But I wasn't really a fan of The Fiend, him doing a crappy kid show segment. But when he got the, the demon mode, I was a fan of that. I like that. So we haven't heard anything from Bray Wyatt in a while. And only to lose to Goldberg. And I think that's what did it.
endeavors. WrestleMania will continue following this story as it develops. No word on why Wyatt has been released. Wild rumor. Did the WWE attempt to sabotage AEW? Did the WWE try to plant stories to discredit its rival promotion, AEW, taking advantage of AEW's recent troubles with advertiser Domino's over the bloody main event on the 28th July edition of Dynamite? In case you missed it, the no rule.
Do not pay full price on your next iPhone. Capital One Shopping
compares prices with other Apple retailers.
Rules match saw a number of.
Oh yeah, I heard about this incident. I wouldn't call it an incident. Fans loved it, everybody loved it, but Domino's on the other hand, then I've gone SJW on people. They don't like when wrestlers using their pizza cutter to open a human's flesh, knowing that it's part of the hardcore wrestling match. Like, what did Domino's expect? Did they really expect a company to go PG like the WWE? Why not sponsor the WWE?
Bloody and violent spots, including one where Nick Gage sliced Chris Jericho's head with a pizza cutter. An ad for Domino's ran shortly thereafter, an embarrassing moment which saw Domino's issue a statement saying it was considering whether or not to continue advertising on AEW. Wrestling journalist David Bixenspan of the site Babyface vs. Heel is reporting that it appears WWE may have tried to encourage at least one news outlet to report on the pizza cutter segment.
What? So that could be the reason why AEW was having some backlash because of it. I think this is Vince McMahon. I think this is Vince's way of saying, since y'all got in trouble, we're gonna use that to cause drama. Yeah,
Bixenspan mentioned other sites that suggested this. On Friday, Dave Meltzer strongly implied in the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter that WWE had planted the story, with Rick Craich and Joe Lanza's Voices of Wrestling Twitter account outright saying that WWE had tried to do so. A spokesperson for Warner Media asked Friday afternoon about the larger controversy and simmering rumors about WWE involvement, respectfully declined comment.
hold on, y'all. I gotta charge my laptop right quick. Be right back.
Even more interesting is that Bixenspan received a screenshot that corroborates these allegations. There does appear to be something to this. According to a screenshot shared with Babyface vs. Heel, a reporter from a mainstream publication, in reaching out about the story, explicitly said that WWE had contacted them about writing an article on the Domino's AEW situation.
Wow.
Did Vince McMahon's company try and stick it to AEW? That remains to be seen.
Yeah, I think, you know what? Now that you think about it, it kind of sounds like Vince McMahon's, doing the unthinkable. Because he doesn't like the fact that AEW is doing way better than their company. So he's like, you know what? I'm going to try to sabotage them and make them feel terrible for using the pizza cutter to cut open Chris Jericho while the Domino's Pizza commercial is playing during the match. Yeah, I think this needs to be a war. I'm sorry. It needs to happen.
But there's a history of Vince McMahon attempting to manipulate people to hurt other promotions.
It's sad.
During Vince's war with WCW in the 90s, McMahon would write letters to Ted Turner criticizing WCW's use of blood, among other things, despite the company engaging in the same practices.
Hypocrite.
Former WCW executive Eric Bischoff has commented on his podcast how McMahon would do anything he could to embarrass Ted Turner's shareholders, hoping to see WCW get canceled. What's particularly ironic about this is that Vinnie Mac claims AEW is not competition for the WWE. While most fans know this is plain rubbish, Vince told investors during a conference call that he doesn't consider Tony Khan's promotion to be any sort of competition.
He a liar.
What do you think of these allegations? Let us know.
Vince McMahon knows exactly AEW is competition for the WWE. He's blatantly doing the same thing he did back in the day when he went up with WCW. And the ratings were crushing the WWF at the time. So now we're into AEW versus the WWE. Yeah, some ratings I'm going up and down, but ever since the match with Jericho and it drew a lot of viewers, unlike the WWE. So don't sit there and tell me that WWE is a better company than AEW. So
the comments below. Number of WWE superstars unhappy with the company? Wrestling fans have seen a number of WWE superstars head to All Elite Wrestling, so much that Vince McMahon recently said that he may give them more to sign. Now, Impact Wrestling's Carl Anderson is claiming that there are a number of unhappy WWE superstars. Anderson tweeted, "The amount of unhappy texts I get from people there, well, the whole professional wrestling world is waiting for you." The WWE have released a number of superstars, which would suggest that there are more opportunities for wrestlers to get over. However, if Carl Anderson's tweet is correct, there's obviously some serious locker room problems in the company. Brock Lesnar update. The story of Brock Lesnar's current status continues to befuddle fans and wrestling pundits alike, as rumors are flying that the Beast has signed with another promotion, while others claim he's headed back to MMA. Now, Dave Meltzer is reporting, Lesnar has not signed a new deal with anyone, not WWE, UFC, Bellator, Triller, or anyone. He also has not been in negotiations with WWE because of the idea it's not smart timing for what is likely a Mania in 2022 through 2024 to make a deal now when the competition is likely to only raise his value and the money he could get when they want him and when he wants to come back for maximum interest.
wow.
As WrestleMania has repeatedly noted, Lesnar seems like a bad fit for AEW, considering how much he would want in salary and how much he could benefit the company. For now, he may in fact be waiting for the right moment to return, one that could happen in 2022 if The Rock is unable to wrestle Roman Reigns. Paige's latest health update. Former WWE superstar Paige may be unable to compete in the ring right now, but she's made it clear she's working to bounce back from the neck injury that prematurely ended her career. While Paige's quest to get back into the ring has been slow, wrestling's anti-diva provided another update via Twitter. "You guys, I'm getting stronger, squatting 185 pounds again. I know it's not a ton, but it's a big accomplishment for me, who was worried to do any gym stuff because of my neck. But my neck is feeling so awesome. I'm so proud of myself." Do you think Paige will ever return to wrestling? Let us know in the comments below.
We'll see.
Braun Strowman's post-WWE appearance. Last but not least, big news for Braun Strowman fans as Michael Morales-Torres from Lucha Libre Online is reporting that the Monster Among Men is scheduled to appear at Qatar Pro Wrestling's Super Slam 3 event in Doha, Qatar on 26 February 2022. According to the report, Strowman, aka Adam Shear, is expected to sign a contract on 22nd September to appear at the show.
Oh, wow.
Well, guys, there you have it, the good, the bad, and the downright ugly from the...
Yeah, like I said, Vince McMahon is just ruined everything. Can't even keep his people online. Well, ain't line, but in the company. All he cares about is money. It's like you're so busy stuck on the past. You can't even, I don't know, man. It's rough. This company is just rough on so many edges, yo. See what we got here. Steel 316. Johnson killed the wrestling industry a long time ago, and he's still killing the industry today now that he's back with the company. It was a short joint I fed for. That's funny, man. I like that. Too much CENA for way too. Yeah. I think, a lot of people were expecting a heel turn, but there were just rumors, but somehow it's not happening. It's not happening. Although that was a slack rock. Nah, this is just WrestleMania. Kenny Omega is the only big. Yeah. You know, I haven't watched AEW like in a while. I mean, I'm not really a fan of Kenny Omega though, but I do respect his craft the way he does. So I'll give him that. If you like him, more power to you, but I'm not a fan of Goldberg. Not right now. I do too, but I think I need to get back into that show. I mean, at least I'm trying to get back into wrestling. You know, only thing I watch is like clips on YouTube when I react to stuff like this. So ain't nobody trying to watch Finn Balor versus. You know, I don't like what they did to Baron Corbin. They already ruined him. He was better off as a heel coming from NXT. You know, and then they turn him to King Corbin. That was the stupidest gimmick. And now that he's not a king anymore, he's like a hopeless. I swear, wrestling has its ways of creating terrible gimmicks to the point where it's becoming way unwatchable. So I won't defend everything WWE does, but I wouldn't hate watching them. Well, I kind of do because, you know, this company just sucks. They can try to be edgy all they want, but it's not the feeling you got from what you've had in the past. When the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era, you know, even if you call it Reality Era, it's still PG. So, I mean, I haven't watched SmackDown. I haven't watched any resentment towards Ray. But if it turns into an interesting storyline, then I wouldn't mind watching it. It'll make sense. I don't want to see a father versus son. Me either don't mean like they work very well together though, but yeah. AEW is gonna become big, especially if they get CM Punk or Bray Wyatt or Daniel Bryan. Yeah, Daniel Bryan is already signed with AEW. So CM Punk has already signed with AEW as well. So it's already been confirmed. And if Bray Wyatt ends up signing with them, Vince McMahon messed up because they're gonna end up becoming big and doing some better things over there. So I'm not gonna defend anything AEW does, but I wouldn't hate watch them. Didn't you just say the same thing about the WWE Pro Gamer Galaxy? Which means I'm in the middle. Yeah, right. Oh, Bray goes somewhere else. Too many ex-fit guys at Dub already. Well, that's what everybody was saying though, but whichever company he ends up over there, I think he'll do better. Give Orange Cassidy some shine or something. Yeah, true. Orange Cassidy, he cool. I like him. He has his swag, and he's like smooth with his style. You know what I'm saying? So, what do you mean? How's going eat? I don't know what you're talking about. They had a DQ last night. Yeah, I know. Everybody was saying the same thing. I did a video earlier, but I ran out of storage on my phone. But a lot of people liked that match. They enjoyed that match. But Domino's, on the other hand, somehow they got offended, you know, because when a wrestler was cutting Jericho open with a pizza cutter while their commercial was running during the match. And all of that came from Vince McMahon trying to sabotage the company. Vince doesn't know when to stop. I mean, Sasha Banks was better off as a heel because when her babyface run, she can't even curse. She's so PG, and I can't take Sasha Banks seriously. Like if you're in the PG era, you know what I'm saying? You're free to swear whatever you want to swear, but don't be scared to say what's on your mind. You know what I'm saying? Certain people you just didn't trust Sasha Banks, not any Christian. Well, that's why you know what I'm saying. That's why the show is scripted. So WWE and AEW fans piss me off when they keep on arguing. Well, that's why it's divided. It's been like this since the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Since the Monday Night War started. So 1 minute you have the WWE and 1 minute you have AEW, but when they're divided, it gets ugly. So Demon Mode was it. The rest was embarrassing. Yeah, I kind of like his Demon Mode than his current mode, to be honest with you. Just felt like his Demon Mode had better opportunities and better moments in wrestling matches. I mean, in his wrestling matches, my apologies. So the so-called ratings were, yeah, you know, at this point, I don't even care about the ratings anymore because I don't know. It's just crazy, man. The ratings don't matter. What matters what everybody was enjoyed. I mean, everybody enjoys wrestling as a whole. Oh God, I'm tired. Oh, Nick Cage. Okay, I almost forgot his name. Yep, he did that. I don't know why the Eli won the tag match. Well, I mean, considering all Eli Wrestling has tag teams, I do feel like they do too much of their circus flipping stuff, especially the Young Bucks. I never liked them, you know, what I gave wrestler he had over there. So Little Caesars, I don't like that pizza. The pizza is way nasty. No sauce, none of that. It's just it's you know what I'm saying? It doesn't taste like pizza unless you're open up a healthy restaurant, then yeah. But Little Caesars pizza is just gross. Only thing I like about them is their buffalo wings, and that's it. Their pizza is not good. I'd rather eat that than the pizza itself. So PBR trying to. What is PBR? Like, explain that to me. Whatever your name is. Yes, it is WrestleMania. Now, this is actually WrestleMania that we just reacted to. If you want the video, I'll put it in the description towards the end of the live stream. And now that you think about it, it's you know what I'm saying? It's going to end up being a war. It's only a matter of time. Well, I don't know what to say to that. And you know what? Speaking of that, he says the UFC is the competition, but what he's saying in All Elite Wrestling is competition. He just doesn't want to admit it. I have to check him out. I agree with you, programmer. I mean, Pro Gamer Goxie. I can't even talk right. What's wrong with me? I mean, look, I think change wouldn't hurt, but I would say it's time for a title change because a lot of people are tired of the same champion all over again. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes it gets really, really boring to a point where you just don't even care anymore. So that's why I don't even watch wrestling like that anymore. So Yeah, Edge and Seth Rollins are both pretty hardcore. So it kind of makes sense to see Seth Rollins and Edge have beef within the storyline building up to SummerSlam. And I'm with it. I'm with it. You know, Omega and the Young Bucks were funny. Yeah. I mean, I'm not really a fan of, you know, the Young Bucks. Just feel like they're just doing a bunch of flips and kicks like all the other wrestlers, but it's getting to a point where it's getting really boring. I mean, Jim Ross, you know, said it best himself. You know, you got to be able to change up sometimes instead of saying the same thing or using the same thing. And every time when somebody says something bad about them, all the other wrestlers would complain about them telling the truth. Well, you can't stay in the fantasy land forever, so. All right, y'all. I think I'm gonna end the stream. So hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like button. Like I said, if y'all want the original video, it would be in the description below towards the end of the stream. So yeah, I'm out of here.